Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Scott and Steve.
Hey, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. It's another wonderful Scott and Steve show, Steve List show, I should say. But we got Trusty Jeremiah here today with us.
I know, I got to really pick up the slack, right?
I tell you, Steve's been out, vacationing, enjoying the sun, showing the guns. I'm not sure.
He was smart, though, if you think necessarily taking vacation today.
Well, I tell you what, it's a beautiful day.
Exactly.
If you're going to take a day, this is absolutely the day and the time of year, this year anyway, the time of year to take a beautiful weekend, a nice day today, and who knows how many more of those we have left, right? I mean, it's only a few at best. But
definitely probably a handful.
Yeah, so for sure. So that's good for Steve, and he's out having a good time wherever he's at. So, Steve, have fun, man. This one's for you, and have a good one. So there you go. So, Jeremiah, how was your weekend?
Craft show, fixing a water heater.
Same old stuff for you, it sounds like. How was the craft show?
Not bad.
A lot of people here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Till what? About 1:30, then really
Right.
mellowed out.
Okay.
How about you?
I went out to Shippensburg this weekend and saw my daughter and watched her play a little bit of soccer. They wound up tying 2-2. They did a nice job overall. Shippensburg played Lock Haven in women's soccer, so she had a good game. She had a couple really nice saves, so that was always good to see. But their season overall hasn't been what they had hoped, so it does not look like they're going to make the playoffs this year. It's only the top 4 make it out of 9, and they're going to probably come in 5th, maybe 6th, right in that area, but it's only going to be a couple points out of the 4 slot. So, so her season will be coming to a screeching halt here in another week or so. But anyway, she's having fun, enjoying it, that kind of thing. But Lakeland Athletics this weekend had a really nice showing. I want to shout out to our women's volleyball team who went down to Hocking Community College, and they have continued to work hard and improve. And they swept Hocking 3-0, which was nice. And because Hocking did that to us. Hello. Hey, come on in, let's say out there, come on in. You're welcome to come on in and have some have conversation here. But they swept Hocking 3-0 this weekend, which is outstanding for our play, as Hocking took care of us at our play. So moved ahead of them in the standings. They're not postseason bound, but they've they've played really well this year. The record isn't great, but it's deceptive. And I can honestly say that is they've lost 6 games in 5 sets, like the 5th game being like a 15-13, 17-15 type gig. Even the games they've lost 3-0, they've been 25-22, 25-23. So, they've been in almost
just
every
near
match.
that hump.
Yeah,
it's just getting over that hump.
Exactly, but they've worked really hard. They're a young team. They've got one sophomore who's played as a sophomore, and then everyone else is new to the program, first-year freshmen. And they've really worked hard. They've had a great attitude, mentality, and I know the record isn't what everyone had hoped and dreamt of, but I'm really proud of them. They've done a nice job this year. So shout out to volleyball, great job. They play tonight. They're at Terra Community College, Terra State. Against the Titans at 6 p.m. This is their final match of the year. So good luck to you, ladies. Take it to the Titans. I'd be happy to see that. Continuing with our women's soccer played their final match of the year this season. They played at home on Saturday against the Kellogg Bruins. Unfortunately, the ladies lost 2-0. They had postseason hopes. If they had won the game, they'd have qualified for postseason, but just was for naught this weekend, and so they wound up falling. Our men were in a similar situation where they had to win this weekend to qualify for postseason. Our men's soccer team now I'm speaking about, and they won. They beat Cuyahoga Community College 5-0 and are headed to postseason. They'll be heading up to St. Clair County Community College next weekend, and they'll play Schoolcraft College on Saturday at 11 a.m. So, all the best of luck to the men's soccer team. Congratulations, making the postseason. Yeah, but all 3 teams really had a decent year. They did a good job. All of them were competitive, and it was good.
That's all you could ask.
Yeah, in men and women's soccer, we had 2 new coaches this year. So, there's always turnover there from that perspective. Coach Miozzi has been our men's volleyball coach for quite a while, but, he's it's been a difficult, coming back, all the COVID shutdowns, unable to recruit, all that kind of stuff. And they've been getting back at it, but he's really got some nice kids in there. Many of them are dual sport athletes, which is really helpful as well. Again, tip your cap to all of our student athletes. They've done a nice job. They're doing a job in the classroom as well as on the fields and court. So good job for them. So it's not going to be long, and women's basketball is going to be starting up. And today, at some point here, our men's basketball coach, Terrell Eskridge, who's also new this year as a new head coach, he was assistant last year, he should be coming in here at any time. So we should probably hold off on talking basketball until he gets here. Yeah, until he gets here from that aspect. But it was good overall from there. But men's and women's basketball, they have the men's program. They scrimmage tonight, so he may comment on that. I'm not really sure. We are on the road for that, but again, I'll defer until Coach Eskridge gets here. Again, some nice kids, both men's and women's program. We expect to be very competitive, as we have been for the last several years. Ornette Gardenhire is our women's coach, and again, both those both programs have been very competitive. So hopefully that'll continue. The ladies, the teams from the fall set the table, and hopefully they'll come in and take care of business as well. So good job for them. What a crazy weekend in sports, huh? A lot went on. What do you want to get into first here?
I don't know. Do you, being a Boston fan in you, do you want to go out and put your opinions of a certain franchise?
Well, I was not disheartened to see the Houston Astros sweep the New York Yankees. That did not bother me at all. I was very happy to see that. Had no issue with that at all. I didn't lose any sleep. Well, I did lose sleep because I watched some of the games I was cheering on and stuff from there. But outside of that, I didn't lose any sleep. It was good to see. I was on a poll this morning, a national poll call, and I was talking to one of the people on there who lives in New York, and she's a huge diehard Yankee fan, and she made a comment about, we were talking about something else with soccer, and she found out, she was like, hey, isn't this all about New York? And I got the opportunity to say, no, it's about Houston. And she had no response. It was wonderful. Dropped her jaw down to the table. She's like, she was waiting how long to do that. So I see Coach Eskridge just walking by up there. So he'll be coming right in here in just a few minutes. So I was very happy to be able to say, yeah, no, they're out, and so the Yankees are done. I was shocked to watch the Phillies, beat up on San Diego the way that they did. That was really surprising from my end, and but it was really, really, really nice to see somebody new in there. Bryce Harper. I mean, he just had a tremendous series overall, and it was very good from that perspective. So Coach Eskridge is just coming in, so we're going to hop in there. So from that aspect, Coach Eskridge, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. We're going to wrap up a little bit on the Baseball World Series playoff conversation. Then in a few minutes we'll talk a bit about yourself and stuff if you are prepared for that.
Yeah.
But before we do, any thoughts on baseball at all? I mean, are you happy or sad that the Astros beat the Yankees or anything like that?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch a lot of baseball.
Okay. You follow it all or no? It's okay if it's no. It's okay if it's no. Okay,
really.
All right, there you go. All right.
Enough.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. The Phillies and the Astros will be facing off starting this Friday night. So, Jeremiah, we should probably have our gentleman's agreement on who's going to win the World Series if we want, and what the stakes might be from that perspective. If we can work Steve in at some point, we'll try to, but at this point, do you have a feeling? I mean, I feel Houston's going to win, but
that's why I was.
You think Houston? I'll take Philly then. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'll take it if you want to just get something out there. I'm okay for Philly.
Okay.
All right. So what we want to do here? Slice and a drink. Slice and a drink.
That works.
All right. Slice and a drink. I've got the Phillies, and you have Houston. All right. Even though I really want Houston, I think they're a better team, I'll root for the Phillies for this one and go for it.
Or it's always something else down the line we could come up with. College football.
For sure. All right. We'll hold off on that then. Maybe we'll bet that.
That's our second default.
Okay.
How about that?
All right. So do we want the bet on or off? for
We'll
the.
put it on the back burner.
So it's not on then. I just want to make
Well,
sure.
possibly we'll see
All right.
what.
Before the end of the show, we'll have
Yeah.
to solidify it then. All right. So we have a lot of high leverage stuff going on here, Coach, as you can see from that perspective. For those who are new, I want to introduce Terrell Eskridge. Terrell was our assistant men's basketball coach last year, and this year he's taken over the reins as the head coach. Last year's team had an outstanding season. They went 29-1, made it to the Nationals, finished 5th in the country. Terrell was very instrumental in that, as well, obviously, as the former head coach Mike Hunter, and the players from that aspect. A lot of those players, several of those players have returned, not all, but a few have returned from that end. Many went on, and Terrell being promoted up. So, Coach, if you could just spend a few minutes and tell us about yourself, where you're from, kind of a little bit about your background, and that kind of thing.
I was born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas. So basically, since I've graduated college, I've been using basketball to travel the world. So played junior college basketball myself, so I'm used to junior college basketball. Played NAIA basketball in the state of Arkansas. Then after I graduated, I played a couple of years professionally, 1 year in Belize, 1 year in Morocco. Then I started coaching. Got my first coaching job in Georgia at a prep school. Then went to a prep school in Florida. Coached at a high school in Kansas. Taught basketball in China for a year. And then moved to Ohio. So been traveling the world using basketball. It's my favorite sport. It's kind of all I watch. It kind of consumes my life. That's why I don't really watch baseball. I might watch football here and there but mostly it's
We
just,
haven't got to the Browns yet, but we will soon. We will soon.
mostly it's just basketball for me. So
Okay.
that's me.
All right, very good. So opportunity, obviously, to travel the world, which
Mm-hmm.
was awesome. So how did you hear about or get in touch with the coaching staff? How did you get to come to Lakeland specifically?
Social media.
Okay.
I'm a big social media person. I feel like coaches didn't help me get recruited the right way in high school, AAU, junior college. So I just used my social media to help every player that ever played for me get recruited. It kind of started with just helping players before I was coaching. Like, I think this player has game. I want to let some people know about him. So then it became to when I started coaching, let me just highlight all my players and try to see if they can get an opportunity. And that's kind of how I met Coach Hunter. I was at a small high school, but in the 2 years that I was there, I went like 29-4, and we had a couple players that I thought could have played college basketball. So I used to make videos of them, post pictures of them. And Coach Hunter reached out to me about one of the players. He's like, I like that kid. I think he can really shoot. Do you think he'd be interested in coming to Ohio? And I gave him his number, and that's how we connected. Just being strangers on Twitter. We both love basketball. And when he got the head coaching job, he reached out to me and said, I know you've been a lot of different places, and you've been had only been the head coach. I had never been an assistant. So he was like, how do you think about coming and being an assistant at this college with me? And I was like, at first I was like, I got a good thing going here. My whole team coming back. They're gonna be seniors. We can win a state championship. But I feel like God pushed me towards it. Like, nah, that's what you need to do. Like, I'm a big believer in signs. Like, when God gives you a sign what He wants you to do. So He kind of pushed me towards it. I'm glad I did it because we had a great year, and now I'm the head coach after 1 year. So I didn't think that was going to happen, but I just feel like signs are for a reason. So.
All right, very good. Let's talk a little bit about the team this year. Now, obviously, you had some players return from last year. They had a highly successful season last year. Sometimes when teams have really successful seasons, it's sometimes difficult to gain the attention, the focus of the kids, or especially early on in the season, that kind of thing. Sometimes, expectations are extremely high, and they might be too high, you know what I mean, coming in based on, coming back and a lot of new systems, new people, and that kind of thing. Are you seeing any of that? And if so, how are you handling that?
I think it is. I think a lot of players came in thinking that they did what we did last year. If you wasn't a part of that team, you wasn't part of the practices, the work that we did to win all those games and stuff. So it's kind of bringing people back down to earth. Like, this is how we did it. It was an everyday thing, every practice, every weight room session, every shooting session. Like, you didn't earn that. You have to earn that. So just getting the new players to understand what it's like to practice winning basketball every day. So it's not a challenge, but I like it. I like the teaching part of basketball. That's why I always say I'm a teacher, not a coach. Like, I'm trying to teach you the right way to play basketball, teach you how to work hard, teach you how to get your work done. It's just teaching. That's why I love it.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could say something. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good in
Okay.
that.
All right. So, can you speak to some of the type of style of play you're hoping to have this year, or I don't know, maybe you don't want to put that out there on the air or not, but what are you looking for from this year's team? You have a scrimmage tonight, so maybe you could talk to that a little bit, or what your thoughts are and how the team's doing.
I think we're gonna play really fast. We got some really good guards. We got some really mobile bigs. So I'm looking to play fast, press, kind of like we played last year. I don't think we're as deep as last year's team. I think we was 10 strong every game. We had 5 and 5 that we can throw at you at any point. I don't think we're as deep right now, but we getting players up to speed. A lot of freshmen didn't understand what it's like to play college basketball. So even with that, I still want to play fast. I think we got some really good guards, and I don't think nobody that we play is gonna have as many good guards as we got. And we're gonna play defense and get up and down. Which I'm a freedom person. If you play defense and get stops, offense is yours for the most part. I just feel like it's art. I'm gonna give you the canvas. You paint whatever picture you want to paint on that canvas, but stay inside the lines. That's how I am.
So you give them a framework,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Here's,
This is what we're gonna
Here's
do.
the basic set.
You
and
create
guys,
your own picture. You
go
color
from
it
there.
how you want it, but
You just put the boundaries and,
Yeah.
hands off from
That's
there.
I always been that way with basketball, so I just feel like every player is their own artist. I don't want to contain you too much, but even like when you give a kid a coloring book, they color whatever color they want, but you gave them the picture to color. So this is what the picture it is. You can color it blue, red, white, it doesn't matter, but that's how I view basketball.
Right.
as long as it gets done.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You get down to game crunch time. Might be like, you will be the artist, and this is the color you're going to use because this is our play, right? I mean, that's really good. That's very good. So, other returners, from your perspective, are there any that are really stepping up in maybe a leadership role, or something that you're seeing some quality things from, or expecting good things out of?
Yeah. Jaden Lipscomb is a returner. He was I think he was an all-league second team or honorable mention. He should be in consideration for player of the year this year. He had a really good season. I'm expecting a really good season out of him this year. A lot of coaches have called me about him already, so he's a really good shooter. I'm trying to get him to open up his game more and do a lot more than just shoot. So
And he had a great national tournament last year as
he
well.
did.
He
And
shot the ball well out
He
there.
had a great summer too. Like he went to Florida, he went to Texas, and he went somewhere else in Atlanta and played in some JUCO showcases, and he really opened some eyes to some people because I don't know how it is, but I think a lot of coaches don't appreciate Division II JUCOs.
Right.
Because I'm like, when they called me, I was like, I told you about this kid during the season, but you didn't hear it, but you saw it for yourself, so now you understand. So I think he'll have a really good year. And Landon Tillman also, he played on the championship team.
Yep.
He went through those freshman growing pains last year and just understanding how to be steady and be every game. Like he had an up and down freshman year like most freshmen have. You don't understand. I'm hoping that it's not dipping down this year because I think he understands what he has to do and how the game is and how physical it is and what I'm asking. I'm a former point guard, so I might be a little tough on him because I'm trying to teach him the ways and stuff that I learned along the way. And last year we kind of bumped heads on it, but I think this year he like, coach know what he's talking about a little bit. So I think he'll have a good year this year.
That's good. That's good. How about some new students, new incoming players? Anybody that you want to shed some light on or talk about a little bit?
Oh, we got a lot of transfers. Jaden Woods, he played football for Akron, and he decided he wanted to play basketball. He's a great athlete, can really get to the rim. 6'5", athletic, finish over the rim. I think he'll be really good this year. Elijah Thiem, he played for Tiffin University last year. He redshirted. I think he got hurt his senior year, and they redshirted him, but he's 6'7". He can do a lot of different things, play on the wing, play in the post, dribble, shoot. So I think he'll have a really good year. Jonah Wag played Division II, also a big physical guard that I don't think nobody that we play would be able to guard. You can't keep him out the paint. He's so crafty. He just built like a SEC running back. Like that's how he looks. But he's like so elusive with the ball. And Bishop Thomas, he also played Division II. Another long. We got a lot of wings. That's why I'm saying we got a lot of guards. It's going to be hard for teams to keep us out the paint. We can really get to the rim, and we can really defend right now. That's usually hard for a team to do from the beginning. But those those transfers understand it. We're just trying to get the freshmen to understand how to defend on the college level. So I think with the transfers, I think we'd be really good. We just got to get those freshmen up to speed because we're going to need some of them.
Yeah. So you're pretty much comparing them to like how they have the reference of Nick Chubb, a refrigerator with legs.
Yep. That's how I view it. I'm like, we also got a freshman. He's actually sitting right outside. He look like he can
I'll
be.
tell him to come in.
You want me to tell him to come in?
Absolutely.
Hey, call him.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. While
Or
you're
it
here.
might hear us, you know.
Yeah, who is it? Who's out there?
Chris.
Chris Tackett?
Mm-hmm.
Chris Tackett, if you're listening there, young man, come on in the radio station. We got to get you in here and get your perspective here. So
he's actually built like an SEC tight end. Like
Okay.
he's just so massive. And I asked him, did he ever play football? And he said no. I'm like, you should have. Like you probably would have. You probably could have made some money or been a. But he loves basketball. He's a freak athlete. Just jumps to the top of the backboard. It's just unreal watching him jump. Sometimes I get scared. Like he jumps so quick off the ground and gets so high. I'm like, God didn't bless me with those attributes. So I texted him and told him to come in here. I know he was just sitting right out there.
All right.
He probably had class. Oh, he said he in class.
Oh, okay. Went to class. Well, stay in class then, Chris. Stay in class. That's all right. That's right. So speaking of that, I mean, your students in general, I know you've been really pushing the academic piece on your team this year, and hopefully they have good, strong semesters from that aspect. But in general, though, they seem to be doing well. You know what I mean? They seem to be working really hard. Any thoughts on your philosophy with academics and the students in case you have a recruit listening?
You're a student athlete first. The word student is always first in that. So, my mom was big on my academics when I was in school. So, I always been that way with you have to. This is part of it. This is the most important part because when coaches call, that's the first thing they're gonna ask. They already seen you play. They already like you. Is he eligible to play at my school? So you don't want to not be able to have an opportunity you can go to because you didn't handle your business in the classroom. So I know they think I'm really hard on them about it, but that's just how I was raised. So we're pushing. We're trying to make sure they get it. Bishop just told me he brought his grade all the way up to a B, and I just yelled, let out a yell in the car. I'm glad nobody could hear me. I was just tell him, like, you could have did that from the beginning. You got behind for no reason, but now you know you can, and I know you're capable. So now there's no reason you should ever get behind again. So just trying to stay on him because when I went to college, I got a tutor for every class just to make sure, like, I think I know it, but it's extra help here for free. Let me just use the resources. I think that's what college is just learning to use your resources around you. That's what I've been doing that since I graduated. Going to talk to random people. I went to your office a lot of times last year, went to the Men's Resource Center, talked to the Lakeland Cupboard, just using the resources around you to help you through life. And that's what tutors are here for, just to help you. So,
Agree. So that's a good transition to the next part. I mean, you mentioned life a little bit and stuff. I mean, obviously basketball being extremely important to these young people's lives. You know, mentioned the importance of the academic end already. What if you could give a takeaway to the students about life in general, about other things that maybe they can learn from this program and from you in general, moving forward? What types of things would you have them think about, or would you want them to learn about just life in general and moving forward?
I think life in general is you get what you put out. If you put out half efforts, if you put out lazy work, late work, you're gonna get that back. I'm a show up early, leave late type of person. That's just how I do everything. Every job I've ever been on, just show up early, leave late, treat people with respect. And I think you put that energy out and you get it back. So I try to get them to relate it to basketball and the classroom. If you show up early, you show the teacher that you're trying. I just don't think they're gonna fail you if you do the work. Like, even when they come down to it, you got a C or a D. They know you tried. They know you showed up early. You was never a distraction. You stayed late. They saw you trying. They're going to help you. And it's the same with basketball. Like, you show up early, you stay late, you're going to get rewarded with good games. So that's just everything relates to basketball. I told them in our first meeting, if you only learn basketball from me after this year, I failed. I want you to learn about life. Like, basketball taught me about life. So that's what I took away from it.
Very good. Very good. Now, tonight, you have a scrimmage tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about that, or what your goals for the evening are and that kind of stuff?
We play against Ashland tonight. very good Division II team. I talked to their coach yesterday. He was telling me about their team and what they do, and I'm just looking for our team to compete. We scrimmaged 4 times so far, and I would say 2 games I feel like we competed like to the level I think we should have competed at. So I'm looking for this to be our last scrimmage. I'm gonna play it like a real game, sub like it's a real game, do everything, warm up. So I'm looking to see who's gonna compete because we have our team meetings tomorrow where I'm gonna explain this is what I think your role is. This is what I think your role. This is what I think you should bring to us every night. So this is gonna be a good test for us, and I hopefully it's a recruiting tool for some players on our team that they can leave with some interest or offer from Ashland, because I think I got 2 or 3 players that can play at that school. So it's a good thing to play in their gym with their coaches. You really playing against their team so they can really assess you and see how you play. So it's a win-win for all of us. They said they was tired of practicing against each other. We're tired. We're tired of beating up each other. So we get to play against somebody else. I think it'll be a good thing tonight.
Very good.
Get us prepared for the first game.
And when is the first game? You want to talk about that real quick?
The first game is November 2nd. We play at Jamestown.
Jamestown. Yep.
So first game on the road. We had all our scrimmages on the road for a reason, to get our freshmen and people prepared. On the road is difficult at every level. The road is always different. The refs, the crowd noise, the different gym, the travel to the game, then play. So it's a different thing than high school where you're probably not going too far. So just every scrimmage been on the road for a reason. We had no home scrimmages to prepare the players as how it's going to be. So I think we're ready tonight to show me a lot more. But I think the main guys are prepared. Like I said, just trying to bring those freshmen up and make sure they're ready.
Now, you may not be aware of this, as it hasn't been formally announced, but November 9th, we have a home game, and I'm drawing a blank on who it is right now. I think it's Erie, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, on November 9th is going to be military night. We are partnering with the Lakeland veterans group, and they're going to sponsor up and have military night come in there. So just so you know, that'll be coming up. Yes, no?
No, I'm looking it up right now.
Look it up right now. Yeah, okay. So, so it'll be that night, and the women will start off with a 5:30 tip, and the men will play at 7:30. Now, new this year is on weekends, the men will play first. It used to be the women played first always, but this year, the conference as a whole is switched it up. The men will play second on Wednesday nights for the league, and then on weekends the men will play first. Any thoughts on that? Does that matter to you one way or the other, or what are you thinking?
It's going to be a little different. I've been having my Saturday practices at that time just to be prepared. Like, you used to riding to the game, especially away games, sitting, watching the girls play, then playing, but now we off the bus stretch and we play. So it's going to be a little different. Hopefully it's not too much of a thing for the players, but I've been trying to get them prepared for that, just to get off the bus, stretch, and play without having to sit and watch a game. And now you got to get right to it. So
right.
hopefully they're ready for it. I've been doing my part to make sure they're prepared for it.
All right, very good, very good. Jeremiah, you got it?
What was it, November 4th?
9th.
Yeah, Erie.
Yeah, look at that. Off the top of the head, I even got it right, huh? Erie Community College, yeah. So that has not been formally announced. It will be announced shortly, though. That's what's coming forward. I put it out there at this point, though, so as an FYI. So with that, is there anything else you want to add on men's basketball at Lakeland?
I hope we get as many fans to come out as possible and watch us play. I know when we started off the season last year, we didn't have a lot, but once we started winning, we saw a lot more people come out, and I love that environment. That's the kind of environment I came from playing junior college. The whole student body came out to our home games. And my sophomore year in junior college, we never lost a home game. We went like 9-0, 10-0 or something at home. So that 6-man makes a difference when the crowd is in there loud and giving us energy and momentum. So I hope as many fans come out as possible, and we're going to try to put on a good show for you. And
admission is free to all students, faculty, and anyone in general, actually. So, we would hope that people do come out and take advantage of it, support both our teams. But, the men's basketball, they've been exceptionally strong the last few years, and hopefully everyone will come out and join them. So I would encourage the players to invite their faculty member, invite the people, get people out there as well, and then we'll have to do our part and get them out there. So come see the Lakers play this year. There'll be a lot of excitement. So
Fun
we're looking forward
games
to it.
during halftime also.
Oh yeah, try to do stuff during halftime. We won't blow it there, but we definitely have little shootout competitions this year. We're going to introduce some bowling this year and some different stuff to have T-shirt giveaways and stuff like that. So we definitely want people to come out and support the team. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, we're going to switch gears now if we can real quick. We might as well get into since it was mentioned earlier, the Browns, since you followed a little bit. So let's get into it here. I thought you for sure you were coming with a. There you go. I knew something was coming.
Well, that's pretty much like Cleveland of itself.
Yeah. So our favorite Browns team didn't get it done again this weekend. They fell to the Ravens. Right.
Are you shocked?
No, actually, it's the sad thing is. So I'm in Pittsburgh. Or, I'm in Shippensburg this weekend, and I'm talking to a person from PA, right? And we were just talking a little bit of sports, and she goes, yeah, she goes, I'm a big football fan. So since we're close to Philly, I go, oh, you an Eagles fan? Right? She goes, no. She goes, actually, I'm a Ravens fan. I said, okay. Then I told her where I was from. And she's like, you guys are going to get us. She goes, we blow every fourth quarter. We blow it every side. I said, look, you haven't played us yet. so you may blow it, but we find a way to lose, And unfortunately for the Brownies, they found a way to lose it again. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to it. I listened to it on the radio on the way home, and so I didn't get to see the pass interference. I didn't get to see the offsides or the illegal motion. I didn't see any of it, but bottom line is jeepers creepers. They just cannot seem to get it done. So,
well, besides the argument in the locker room after the game.
I didn't hear that yet.
I seen it. Someone posted about, I guess it was an argument, player on player in the locker room, and that.
Okay.
That team's more really the organization on down's more dysfunctional than, yeah.
All right.
It's like a train wreck going into a dumpster on fire.
Well, they've got some big games coming up too, right? I mean, so Monday night they play Cincy, the Bengals. So Burrows is coming to town Monday night. That will not be an easy game for them. But how do we fix them? How can they be fixed? Any thoughts, Coach? Coach, that's from a coaching perspective.
How do you fix a dumpster fire?
How can you do? I mean, it's apparently on paper they have talent, right? On paper they have all kinds of talent. And
here I can help you with some really good music.
I don't know. I see everybody on Twitter say that they don't run the ball enough. Do they?
That's a great question.
I don't watch a lot of Cleveland, but I grew up. My name is Terrell, so I used to be a Terrell Davis fan. Okay. So I just was a Broncos fan just because he had the same name and they was winning at the time. So I don't really watch a lot of Browns games now. So I wouldn't. I just know a lot of people tweet about they don't run the ball enough and their defense is not that good or something like. I don't know.
Well,
you never know if Twitter is right. People, it's a lot of armchair coaches on Twitter, so you never know.
Going off of some of the highlight reels I watch after a game to sort of talk about it, yeah, their defense isn't that good. It's good on paper, but paper doesn't actually play it.
Yeah, as far as whether they run, I heard some of the arguments on the drive home. They were talking about it quite a bit, and they're talking about a couple plays in particular where essentially they're once they get their lead in the first quarter, they put the ball in their quarterback's hands and went away from the run a little bit at that point. But that's been the history of them the last few years. I mean, in years past, they've got Chubb in there, but then they would pull him in certain situations to put Hunt in and stuff. And not that Hunt's not a tremendous runner as well, but in the same aspect, you're making those changes, and then Kareem oftentimes will, if he's not running, can receive passes and stuff like that, or he's just a decoy out there. And I mean they've got a tremendous running game statistically, but on the same aspect, they're not closing it out. So so where does that go to? But if they don't get the pass interference, offensive pass interference call, if they catch that ball, do we have this conversation, or they say, hey, that was the greatest coaching decision ever because the guy caught the ball, we won the game, right? They were look and run, and they were stuck.
Well, it goes back to week one, and that's why we draft a kicker, but then he misses 2 field goals and not that horrible weather, and everyone wanted week one to build him a statue outside of First Energy Field.
Right. Yeah, it's.
But then I'm the skeptical person that goes and says, just wait till December, then let me know.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't even get that far, but I was sort of a little bit right.
Yeah. So what do we do about it from that perspective? From you guys?
Well, if we go start dumping trash in it, burn it down, we just start all over again.
I'm actually getting a message from Mike Hunter,
Uh-oh.
last year's coach, right now. So I'm not sure if he's listening or just having to get hold of me at the same time. So I just messaged him back that we're on the radio and see what's going on and see if he'll get him to call in. What's the number to call in? Let
It
me
would be the
get that.
940-6615.
All right, so hold on. So 440-940-6615.
Yep. Yep.
All right, I'm texting that right now, and I'm going to let him know, Terrell, that you're on right now as well.
Now, see, if Steve was, but I wouldn't probably take the Browns for that Monday night game.
You will take the Browns?
I said I wouldn't take
I
them.
was gonna say I'll bet you that one right now if you want. If you want the Browns, I mean, God, I hope they do well. But
I think
we'll
they're
see.
going to get rolled by probably at least 10
Oh,
to
boy.
14.
So he's saying, "Hey, I want to listen." Man, I'm telling him, call in. What's the it goes out now, right? You can stream it. So what is it at there?
So yeah, the lakeeffectradio.org
Say it again. lakeeffectradio.org.
/.
Oh no, it's too
Studio.
much stuff for me. All right. I just said call in. I just sent it to him. He said leave me on a call in. But all right, so he's not listening and calling. He just happens to be calling at the same time. But yeah, so I don't know. The Browns, God bless. Hopefully they can. Get
Well, they got to
something
fix the
going
fan base. They got to fix like everything else. It's almost you're better off just blowing it up and starting all over.
I think their fans are loyal.
Yeah.
there. I think the fans might be
Ish.
loyal to a fault, and that they jump off a bridge at the
Yeah,
first
they do,
thing,
they
and that
do.
and I
They
think
do
that
do
causes
that.
problems too. You know what I mean? I mean, because then the media gets into it, and the media are drilling them, and I hear what you're saying, blowing up, but you know what? It's been blown up so many times. I don't know that's the answer. I honestly, I don't think that's the answer. I don't. I think. I'm not sure how to say it or the easiest way to do this, but I think it'd be great if they could get rid of the outside noise and bring it in as a group. Look, we need to fix this internally. This is our group. Here's where we're at. All other stuff outside, get rid of it.
I don't think it'll happen.
Well, that's the problem. I agree, but if they could do that,
It's going on there.
well, that's just it. But when you're in high school, when you're in college, you have an ability as a coach to bring them in, and though you can't do it without have it happen 100%, you can get a better feel for that. At the professional level, there's so many other things going on in their lives. They're grown men, right? So I mean, there's so many other things going on.
Like the best example, the greatest guy or the greatest QB ever that had got caught by the highway patrol doing 97 miles per hour.
Who?
Watson.
He's got a few other issues.
I
than
thought
that.
Miles Garrett did that.
Yeah, that was Garrett.
No, we got a new one. It's body cam footage too of it.
Oh man.
When was this?
Oh, that was like 4 days ago or
I
something.
didn't see that. I did not.
But
see
then
that.
it could probably happen a day or two prior to that.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That young man said
He
so
wouldn't
many
paid
issues.
off the ticket. He meant in fault
Oh boy.
because they had video, probably.
And again, that's just all that outside noise that just contributes to a dysfunctional situation. But I really, really believe that there's enough people in there that if they could do that they would be just so much better.
They would have to get
you know?
rid of quite a few people before that could happen.
Well, and that's why I say that, because like last year, what was the big thing last year? Mayfield's the problem, right? First it was Beckham, then it was Mayfield. They're the problem. Well, they're both gone. All right, and you're still having all these dysfunctional issues. Maybe it's not
I think it's somewhat the fan base, the players,
my point.
up the chain.
That's my point. It's kind of. You ever see the movie Major League?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you know how they put the owner in there and started whipping up Browns. Everything else out, put it out there. Focus within yourselves. Focus within yourselves. If you do that, I think they'll be a lot more successful. I don't think it's the quarterback play. I think Brissett's playing fine. It's not him. The kicker, yeah, he's missed some plays, but you know what? You're trying to get a 61-yarder to win that game. That's a lot for any kicker, let alone a rookie. Take the pressure off him, go back to it. I think you got to use your running backs more. I think you're absolutely correct there. But in the same aspect, be consistent and make things happen. But all the outside stuff they got to get rid of. And until they do, I don't think it'll be successful. Look at your best
No.
teams. What do you always hear from your best teams? What's the focus? We're a team. We're a family. We're focused on this, and that's all. All the other stuff we don't pay attention to.
And the fan base needs to stop going and wanting building statues for people that haven't really played here for a year.
Right, and also
That's a problem.
And also, wanting to boot them out and lynch them for having one bad game. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, relax.
No,
Just-
death threats. We moved up the scale. Remember last year?
Well, that's
the
what
death threats.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to. It can't happen. It just it's so easy for me to sit here and say that, right? But to do it functionally is obviously difficult, right? It's extremely hard. But,
No, our opinions mean nothing.
I know. But anyway, we just solved that problem. How many other problems can we solve today in the world?
About Tom Brady
Let's
and the
talk-
Buccaneers tanking.
Oh boy. Hey, you know what? They're okay. They're going to be just fine. At 3-4, playing as god awful as they are, they're still tied for first, and they're playing god awful. They'll be just fine. They're not going to miss wide open passes all year. It's not going to happen. They're going to
How many
get better.
tablets are going to have to suffer and be thrown into the
Yeah,
ground?
that's all right. That's all right.
And how many times does he have to yell at his offensive line?
We can do a long distance bet if you want. I guarantee they win the division.
I'll take that.
All right.
I don't see it.
All right. There you go. Now, when I say division, so that's who they play. Division or conference. Maybe I said that incorrectly.
Well, it might be. What are? Because of what they're.
Well, while you're looking that up, let's get Coach here.
Yeah.
Cavs fan.
I'm a Kobe fan, so
Okay.
I'm a Lakers fan.
Okay. All right.
Lakers are 0-3 right now.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And what is your feeling on LBJ going out there and his play and all that kind of stuff? And
I thought he was just gonna win a championship every year. I never been a LeBron fan. I like the way he played basketball, but I've just always been fans of whoever's on the Lakers. So
Okay.
whoever's on the so when he came, I was like, got a good chance to be a LeBron fan now. And I thought he was just gonna win every year, but it's not looking too good right now. And I think he's getting older and he can't really carry a whole team by himself no more. He needs a little bit more help. So I watched him play. They played last night. And they lost to the Blazers, and
right.
he looked like Father Time is finally catching up with him a little bit. But I
Well-
still got hope. We got 82 games, so hopefully he can turn it around. I done seen him do it before, so
Well, it is early. It is definitely early in the season from that end. He, for sure. He in his prime, he was tremendous. Not that he's still not a tremendous player. I don't want to slop that, but to your point, Father Time gets everyone. He's undefeated, so it might be time for them to look a little bit more. And honestly, I think he's always tried to get other players involved, but if this might accentuate the need to do that, and if they can build around him, that actually could help him be more successful, I think, as an organization. Not relying on him as much, I think, is a positive thing, and it's not a knock on his skills. It's better team basketball at that point, outside looking in, my opinion.
that's why I like the Lakers. The Lakers are my favorite team, but I enjoy watching the Warriors play basketball.
Yeah.
Ball movement, player movement, passing, cutting. That's just my type of basketball, but I just can't be a fan of them because I'm a Lakers fan. But just to watching them play basketball is how I would like to play basketball, how I coach basketball. So I don't think nobody else in the NBA can play like that. They all want to play isolation basketball, but
Right.
we're trying. We're trying to teach our kids the right way to play basketball.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, he is my feeling in that with the whole Warriors thing and that. Even if I do even fantasy basketball, as a Cavs fan, I can't even have a player on my team. As it burns.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, it even goes down. It's funny. So we play old man's basketball, or used to, right, on weekends or during the week. We haven't played a few years. Well, obviously, COVID hit. We haven't started back up this year. Hopefully, we will here in the winter. But you see it even at the lowest levels, which I consider myself at the lowest level at this point, is you get in those courts and games and you see a group of 4 or 5 that'll pass the ball, they'll work and they'll do that, and then you see a couple guys just trying to jack it up on their own, and those teams that are made like that, even at the lowest level, are not successful. They just aren't. You know what I mean? And I've had the unfortunate opportunity of playing on the same court as Coach Eskridge a few times and watch him go by me, power through me, and everything else. But it's certainly it's an experience. It's a lot of fun from my end. But yeah.
So Tampa Bay will win the NFC South.
Yes.
And I say no.
Okay.
Bets on.
All right.
Who in that division?
You have
Atlanta.
Atlanta, Carolina, the Saints.
All right. What do you want? What are we betting here?
I don't know.
All
What
right,
do you?
we better write this one down on the board somewhere so we don't forget it. All right. But
What's the term?
You want to slice and slice and a drink?
That works.
All right, slice and a drink. There you
Long
go.
term one.
What's that?
So that's the long term one.
Yeah, that's all right. Slice and a drink. It is the World Series. That one should probably hold a little bit more fever, but it's just you and I. Let's see if we get Steve in on, but he's going to be missing it. You know what I mean? So yeah. So what do we got? College football coming up this weekend. Anything exciting from your end? Here's my prediction by the end, just so you know, is that ACC team that's good every year.
Clemson?
Clemson, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Clemson will finish in the top 4 because they're going to run.
I could see that.
They're going to run the table, okay? And Alabama and
Georgia.
I think
Georgia-
Bama might go down
they-
with one.
Yeah, they got lost. They
Next
got a
week.
loss already.
Well, Alabama's going to lose,
Yeah.
and Georgia and Tennessee play next week, I think, and then Ohio State, Michigan will play. Someone's going to win or lose those games. When that happens, Clemson's going to run the table, and they're going to get in the Final Four.
Well, even with Bama, because they don't play this week. They have what? LSU, Bama. Then I think it's Mississippi, Bama. After that, with one of those two, I think they're going to hit their toe again.
I don't know.
I'm 90% sure that's the.
I could see Alabama running their table just because I think they had woken up a little bit. It seems they've done that the last few years. They go in, they'll stub their toes somewhere, and then they get in.
And the committee done let them in with one loss before.
That's exactly right.
I know.
That's exactly right. The team that's on the outside looking in is going to be the loser of Michigan and Ohio State. That's going to be the team outside looking in my eyes, because I think Alabama, Georgia, and maybe Tennessee.
So you think 3 SEC schools get in?
But the interesting thing will be, the whole thing with Tennessee and Georgia coming.
Yeah, it depends on how close that game is.
Yeah.
Right? If I think Georgia has the ability to blow them out, I think Tennessee has the ability to keep it close. You know what I mean? I don't think Tennessee has the ability to blow Georgia out, though.
No.
But that game is where it's at Georgia, isn't it?
That you hit the lock.
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. I should have had these in my previous notes. I apologize.
Well, this is like probably 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, I think it's 2 weeks. If I recall correctly.
Oh yeah, next week.
2 weeks. There you go. All right. So, and it's where?
Oh, Tennessee at Georgia.
At Georgia. So, I think that's a much bigger ask at Tennessee. I'm assuming they got their goalpost back up, so they raised enough funds to be able
Well,
to get them up.
even if they're away, maybe the fans might,
They gotta practice, right? Suddenly the kicking game goes down because they got
They've been
nothing.
bad for a couple of years. I think fans were there was a lot of losing. And they're like, we beat Alabama.
That's exactly right.
I'm from Arkansas, so we can lose every game of the season. If we beat Alabama, it's like we won a national championship.
There you go.
So
That's right.
I feel the Tennessee fans, they beat Alabama, they feel like
after 15 years.
Yep.
But just watch if they beat Georgia at home, or
They
with
beat Georgia at home. That would be huge.
If
they beat Georgia home, that would be.
Well, even away, they might go. Some crazy student in the dorm room might say, "Hey, we beat them to the football stadium. Oh, by the way, goalposts gone."
you talk about building statues. They might, if they beat Georgia, they might build a coach a statue
That's
that
exactly
next day.
right. That's exactly right.
Alabama and Georgia
Or
the
it might
same
be
year.
That's right. You're exactly
Or
right.
the goalpost might have
Hey, I tell you what.
statue, but it might be down near the river.
Well, you know what? If they do that, God, if I take it, we'll put them back up.
Be the ultimate sacrifice for us to win.
That's right. Yeah, that would be heck. I would be very surprised if that would happen. But hey, you know what? Stranger things have happened for sure.
No.
So I love upsets. So I actually would love to see it. I just I would not bet my money on that one though. That
So,
would not be a game.
Y'all Ohio State fans?
Oh,
He is
swear at me like that. No.
So Steve's Michigan. He's not. I'm Ohio State.
I'm a Hokie fan.
Yeah, Hokie.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I was actually down at Virginia Tech last weekend or 2 weekends
Yeah.
ago. I can't remember. And I went down and watched the game. So they're on rough times right now. The Hokies are, but they made a coaching change, new regime, and they're not far away. I'm telling you, they're not far away. They're now,
Football is way different than basketball.
For sure.
You have two or three good players in basketball, you could be okay. You need so many. You need a line. You need a quarterback. You need a running back. You need a wide receiver. You need deep. Like, you
At
need
least
so
22.
much to
Yeah.
be good. Yeah,
Yes.
you need so many good players to be good. It's so tough. So, I'm used to. Well, we had an okay season last year. Arkansas did, but this year we're not doing too good. So, I'm used to it. But our basketball team is kind of good. So, back-to-back Elite Eights. So. Hopefully we can go to the Final Four or something this year.
Now, did you ever meet Jeff Price out of Sinclair Community College?
Mm-mm.
All right, so he is the former athletic director and head men's basketball coach at Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Sinclair, when COVID hit, they shut their athletic program down. I have not come back yet, so I didn't know if you'd ever met him. But he's now coaching down at Central Arkansas, and Division I program. He's the associate head coach down there, and they actually had one of their better years last year. They've had a long time. It was his first year back into it, but
I went to college in that city. And that
Okay.
city has Central Arkansas. It has a Division III school and it has an NAIA school that I went to. So it's a college town. It's a nice town. It's inexpensive to live in. It's most of the people that's there are college students. So yeah, I went. Two of my high school teammates went to Central Arkansas.
Oh, really?
So I went to all their home games. They got me
Okay.
tickets. So I'm very familiar with that team.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So where we at time wise here, Chief? We at that end?
Oh, almost.
57. It's about that time. All right. So are we making a World Series better, or is there something else you want to jump on this week?
Your choice. Do we want to do the World Series? Do we want to do something?
What college football games we have coming up?
Let me switch back over to that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you want the top 25. You got
Sure.
Utah, Washington State, Ohio State, Penn State.
Ohio State's gonna roll.
Yeah, TCU, West Virginia.
Where's that game at?
It's
It's
West
in
Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
That'll actually be a good game, though. I think TCU will win. Go ahead.
Oregon, Cal,
Ah,
Oklahoma State, Kansas, Wake, LSU, Illinois, Nebraska, Kentucky, Tennessee. The fight of the Michigans.
Michigan State.
Yeah.
Michigan should roll them. I mean,
No, yeah.
the state's down.
Penn State, North Carolina, Stafford.
That actually is the most
LSU.
competitive game you just said. That might be the most competitive game, but I don't really care one way or the other on that one. Let's go World Series.
Okay.
World Series. All right. So you're taking the Stros. Even though I know the Stros are going to win, I'll take them just because I want to buy you food because that's the kind of guy I am. All right. I'll take the Phillies. So go Bryce Harper. Keep rolling. And go from there. Terrell, I want to thank you for coming in today. We really
thanks.
appreciate your time and effort and energy this year. We're all very excited to watch you guys play this year and watch the team grow into your leadership. And, as the AD at Lakeland, I'm excited to have you here. You've done an outstanding job thus far, and I'm really excited to see where you can bring the program. So I want to wish you best of luck. Everyone come out and see the team play. Again, it's free. Come support them. Military Night, November 9th. Definitely come out and check that out. We'll put more information out from there. But good luck tonight. Have fun, and go Lakers.
Thank you.